A business owner I know recently lost $250,000 in a single afternoon. He didn't lose it to a market crash or a lawsuit. He lost it because he thought a buyer tour was a social visit. In reality, it was a high stakes psychological interrogation, and he failed it in the first 10 minutes. By the time the buyer walked back to their car, they had already decided to demand a 30% risk discount on the asking price. If the future of your business looks like a headache, the valuation drops instantly. Hi, I'm Sumati. I'm a licensed real estate and business advisor. I specialize in engineering transactions where we maximize both the tangible real estate assets and the intangible business value. I have analyzed exactly what triggers a buyer to pull an offer. Today, I'm giving you a blueprint to passing that interrogation and keeping your equity intact. Let's look at example 1, the owner dependency trap. Imagine a buyer is walking through your facility while you're explaining your revenue growth and employee interrupts. They say, "Boss, the supplier is on line 1. They need you to authorize this $500 order." You take the call, you handle it efficiently, and you hang up. You think you showed you're a hands-on leader, but the buyer just saw a massive liability. In that moment, you proved the business can't make a $500 decision without you. I have seen this play out with a $2 million service company. Because the owner was the only one who handled the complex bidding, the buyer realized if the owner went on vacation, the sales pipeline would freeze. The buyer forced a seller carry where the owner had to stay on for 3 years just to get his full payout. If he had had an SOP for bidding, he could have walked away with 100% cash on day 1. Example 2, physical proxy and the trust deficit. A buyer asked to see the back of the house, the server room, the warehouse, or the break room. They see tangled cables, dust on equipment, and a stack of broken furniture in the corner. You see busyness. The buyer sees deferred maintenance. Human psychology dictates that physical chaos equals financial chaos. Take the example of a laundromat owner with 3 broken machines. He thought it was no big deal. The buyer, however, assumed the entire plumbing and electrical system was failing. They didn't just subtract the cost of 3 machines. They knocked $50,000 off the offer to cover the perceived risk. If you can't manage a wrench, they don't trust you with a P&L. Example 3. The culture audit. Buyers are watching your team's body language. In a recent tech firm exit, the buyer noticed the vibe was brittle. During the tour, they asked an employee how they liked the culture. The response was a forced smile and a glance at the floor. The buyer walked. Why? Because they feared a mass exodus the day owner left. You need to show that your team is loyal to the company's systems, not just your personality. Example 4, terms over price. This is where my role as a licensed advisor becomes critical. The walkthrough determines the terms, not just the price. A tight business, documented, clean, and autonomous, gets cash at closing. A messy business gets stuck with seller financing or an earnout. If your business looks risky, a buyer might offer $1 million, but only $200,000 down. You become the bank for the buyer. But when we de-risk the tour using my forensic audit, we force the buyer to bring a bank to the table so you get paid in full today. You only get one shot at this. Don't go into a tour blind. I have developed a 12-point forensic audit. This is the same tool I use to stress test an operation before we move into a transaction. It identifies the value killers you are currently blind to. Download it below. Let's make sure when you walk out the door for the last time, you are leaving with the maximum multiple. I'm Sumati and I'll see you in the next one.